Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whenever you're finding this message. Hello, beautiful people. I am Honest Am, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video. We're using the tarot to become the alphabets of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne and God, it will not stop me. All right, angel number 17 and angel number 23. So, guys, I've actually been owing you guys a pick a card reading for a while, but my schedule has just been... It's been crazy. I've been trying to stay consistent on all fronts, and unfortunately, the pick the cards readings are kind of at the end of the barrow, or the whatever it is, my list of things to do. So yeah, sorry about that. But I am going to go ahead and do a blockage reading. So God, guardian ancestors, and beings of light, we come to you today as humbly as we know how to just say thank you. Thank you for waking us up. Recovery came out. Thank you for waking us up. We just asked, what information would you like for us to know at this time, God? What do we need to focus on at this time? What blocks are in the way? How can we, really make this the best summer ever, God? What blocks do we need to clear to make this the best summer ever, God? How can we just align ourselves with the right opportunities, the right people? How can we just have some more fun? Or any messages that you're being worthy, please deliver them to me and through me at one. Yeah, I do want to know, how can we have us a good summer? Angel number 152. All right, one more card, God. All right. And so, that's so funny. So, it's so funny. So in our, I think it was, how do we make the impossible possible? It said, trust and believe. And literally these same two cards came out. Impartiality and recovery came out. Angel number 222. And I asked God, how can we make this the best summer ever? And impartiality came out again. So I just feel like God is saying, trust and believe it's possible. Make a mental decision and choice that you are going to, live your best life, that you want to have fun, and allow those opportunities to come to you. But I feel like with this card of recovery coming out, this is just something that God wants us to focus on. So I don't know if, I don't even know if this have anything to do with the summer, but I'm going to focus on this card of recovery and just see what we get from it. So let's go to recovery. Learning to see without sight. So learning how to trust our intuition. The sixth chakra represents our sixth sense, the third eye. So this is our third eye. This card often reveals family agreements made before you were born and karmic issues which have brought you into the world to work out. The sixth chakra reveals your intuitive focus and your inner knowing. The cards in this chapter may reveal the behaviors you've either inherited or unknowingly chosen to copy from your family of origin. This reflects where you are in terms of your own awareness and reveal your willingness to do your own soul searching. Are you living your past into the future? Faith is the unspoken element here. All intentions are fulfilled with the help of spirit. Interesting. Hold on one second, y'all. Angel number 402. I don't know if that's bothering y'all, but angel number 411. I just wanted to turn that off. All right, so let's get into this card of recovery. The lilac key. Lilac offers detachment as you allow yourself to see the big picture. What once may have been immaturity is now about growing into a new partnership with spirit. Step back and allow the angels to bring healing to you. I have been getting that message so much lately. Like, there's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to do. It's like, goddamn. Pain from our past unlocks the door of understanding. We've read this card before. Angel number 444. Gretchen wakes up to find painful childhood memories all around her room. In the distance appears a huge wooden door with white light streaming through the keyhole. As Gertrude tries to gather up her painful memories, they melt and form into the great lilac key. She places the key in the lock and a wave of fear engulfs her. The door opens and the pain and the fear resides. Clarity comes. Survival is no longer enough. Once the key has been used to open a door, you will have a new way of living, one without keys. Where are you heading? Where you are heading, there are no locks. It is time to recover a part of me that has been dormant. Am I ready to live an inspired future? And so I feel like this message that God is saying is what's blocking you from becoming the alchemist of your life is not wanting to go through your childhood pain, or not wanting to actually look at your childhood and seeing how it transformed, or kind of how it, not even how it molded your current circumstances. I have an article on Honestly Sis called Generational Patterns. It's a long title, but something about generational patterns. And in it, I was talking about how when I had did my inner child therapy, it was kind of revealed to me, like on both my mom and my dad's side, they both came from mothers that made them take responsibility earlier. And I realized that, actually, I was just realizing that literally today as I was driving, like I never really got to be a kid. I was the oldest of four. My dad is from the South. So he always had this mentality that like the older sibling was like the third parent. And I've told this story before, until like one day, like I wanted to go somewhere and they said I couldn't go because I had to watch my siblings. And I'm like, I don't have kids, like I should not have to stop living my life because of some kids, like, especially when y'all going out and partying and everything else. And, some other stuff transpired, but long story short, I ended up getting kicked out the house out of his house, and our relationship had never been the same. And so it was like, took a part of my innocence, of me feeling like I can stand in my power. But then it also made me realize, like, I just grew up really quickly. Like, I was like 11 years old whooping my brothers and sisters, like, or watching them, like, not just for like the afternoon, but for hours at a time. Like, I really felt like I had kids. Like, I really felt a responsibility to my siblings. And so I feel like for me, and maybe that's the question that God is asking us, what are we trying to recover? In our lunar eclipse reading, I said that the energy of that lunar eclipse was looking at the last 18 years. I saw somewhere it said the last 19 years. So I don't know. I told you I'm not an expert, but I do feel like we should look at that time range. Like, look at the last 18, 19 years of our lives and ask ourselves, well, what have I recovered? Like what have I recovered? Let's ask ourselves two questions. One, have I evolved in the last 18 and 19 years? And if you have evolved, yes or no, even if you have evolved, it's like, what do you still need to recover? What do you need to recover? Like, what did you have to let go 18 or 19 years ago that you want to recover again? I think about 18, 19 years ago, one night on a cruise, I got to experience like one of those like nights that you only have in a movie. I met this guy. I was young, so I was a little fast ass girl. But anyways, I was on a cruise. My mom had surprised us, and I was on a cruise. My mom had surprised us. And the guy, he was like, he was light skinned. I was like into those type of things. He's either light skinned or white, one of the two. He was really light. I just know that for sure. And like we was like in the little kids room, and like all the girls were like, every girl wanted to talk to him, and he just wanted me. Like, he just talked to me, and like we went to like the kiddie club, and then we left the kiddie club and went to the adult club, and then we ended up leaving the crew, and like we just like had like this really amazing night, like just talking, and like it was just. When I think about it, like, I low-key was like, that was the most romantic night of my life. And I was only like 12, 13. I was 13 years old. Like, insane to think about. But it was like a really super romantic night. And like, We were out so late that like both of our parents had to come get us. So I don't know if he got in trouble because I never seen him anymore after that. And like it was just this one night. And I tell y'all that story because like I didn't even remember that until like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. No lie. Like I didn't even remember. It was like my mind like totally blocked out that whole night. And so like I'm starting to just recover like this childhood innocence of like, you know, I really do believe in like, you know, not just fairy tales. Like I really do believe in love, and like I really do want love. And I remember like yeah, like I just really want love. And so this summer, angel number 1040, it's really important for me to not only, you know, be open for love, but like I also want to recover this sense of like adventure, this childishness, this innocence, not even childishness, this innocence. Because I feel like my innocence was taken from me as a kid, and I feel like a lot of black kids can say that. Like I just feel like we just had to grow up too fucking quick. Like and so it's like I'm trying to recover that part of me, angel number 1111. So I tell you that long story to say that is when you start to make that example practical. It's like when you start to like really process the stuff that happened to you and really look at it, integrate it, move past it, you're able to recover different parts of yourself that you didn't even know. Like I feel like that's so insane that I had that night, but yet I completely forgot about it. Like just completely forgot about it until about 3 or 4 years ago. Like that's insane to me. But that can happen to us because of life. Like our mind just, you know, blocks shit out because it don't want us to relive it. And like maybe, you know, a part of me was like hurt because it was like I thought that I had this amazing connection with this guy and then I never saw him again. And like so maybe that shut down this like hopeless romantic, you know, this hopeless romantic in me, and that's why I started chasing love. Like maybe I felt, oh my God, yo, I'm like really having this revelation. Like, wow. Yo, I really just had a revelation. Because of that night, and because like I never talked to him again, like I never saw him on a cruise again, I think I felt like I didn't do enough. Like I felt like I just let him go. Like I didn't ask him for his number because I think I was just so like, you know, because you know, I was like a chubby girl. And honestly, that was the year where I had like started cheering. So I just lost all the weight and I didn't recognize that I wasn't fat anymore. Any of my big girls understand that. Like I didn't recognize like I had lost all this weight, but I still had a fat girl mentality. And so it was like, I didn't want to like be thirsty. Like I just wanted to enjoy the night, but then I never saw him again. And so like, I guess like subconsciously my mind was like, well, you didn't do enough. You didn't do everything that you could do. And so I feel like it made me with the, like, it just created this monster of where I like overshowed my hand and I'm overly, you know, putting myself out there. Like, wow. Like wow. The trickery of, you know, like, it's like when you're not aware of, wow, I'm sorry, y'all. That really just kind of, wow. I'm gonna have to journal about that. Like, that really just made sense to me. Like, I had this amazing night with this amazing guy. I didn't ask him for his number because I was trying to be too cool. And that just made me start chasing love. That made me feel like, oh, well, if I don't do enough, if I don't show this person that I really, really like them, then they'll go away. And so now I'm recovering that I don't have to be like that. Like, I'm just worthy of love just because I am. And like, maybe, you know, who knows what happened to him? I hope he okay. Like, you know, angel 1414. But like, you know, maybe that night I was just meant to experience that night. Who knows? But now I know, okay, you got your feelings hurt. That made you start acting out differently. Now I can change. Now I can act differently. You see? All right, God, how can we recover our innocence, or how can we recover? Actually, not even how can we face our childhood trauma? How can we face our the things that we've been through? Like, what's the benefit of And he's telling me to move. God, why is it so important for us to face our childhood trauma? Why is it so important for us to look at our childhood and those disappointments? What are you trying to get us to understand about this card of recovery, God? Please give us one card. Make it as plain as possible. Wow. One card, God. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. I'm like, number 1524. That just low-key just fucked me up, y'all. I'm trying to like move past it, but wow. That just fucked me up. Wow. And that would make sense why I just would block that. Now it makes sense why I don't remember it, because my feelings was so hurt. I told y'all, look at my little ass. I'm so, it's okay, Em. I'm so sensitive. I love myself. Child, you gonna get you some love. Okay. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. Whenever you are feeling less than good, if you will stop and say, nothing is more important than that I feel good. I want to find a reason to feel good. You will find an improved thought. Anytime you feel a negative emotion, you are in the mode of resisting something that you want. That resistance takes its toll on you. It takes its toll on your physical body, and it takes its toll on your wonderful things that you allow into your experience. And so that's what God is trying to get you to understand. He needs you to address this because the denial of it is creating resistance in you. And nothing is more important that you feel good. You wondering why you're not attracting the things that you want, or the relationships, or the relationships, or the jobs, or whatever. But it's like, but yet you're not willing to look at your emotions. You're not willing to ask yourself, well, why do I not feel good? I had to these past couple of days, oh, not even the past couple of days, but last week I was like really going through it. And I'm like, why? Like, why am I feeling like this? Like, literally, why am I feeling this way? Like, I want to feel good. And it was because I was like, I'm lonely. I want friends. I want love. Like, I just want excitement. Like, I just realized, like, I realized I just don't, there's nothing for me to do anymore. Like, I really have reached this part of my journey where I'm not searching for shit no more. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. I just want peace. I just want to laugh. I just want to have a good time. I don't want to be so serious. That was forced upon me. And nothing is more important than I feel good. And so whatever, I don't know what thoughts are coming up for you, but whatever it is coming up, look at it. Ask yourself, nothing is more important than I feel good. And my thing is, I feel like this one is saying, okay, you just, find an improved thought. But what God is saying is, once you start working through it, or you start asking it, you work through that emotion. And also you tell God, like, okay, I'm feeling crazy because I want love and I want friendship. God is like, okay, cool. Now I know what to get you. But if you keep acting like, oh no, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling hurt. I'm not feeling abandoned. I'm not feeling out in the cold. Then how can God get you what you want? Right? I really hope that makes sense. Okay. Last card is going to be our Black Angel card. I really hope it makes sense. Because I'm telling y'all, I was shooketh. I got shook. All right, recovery, and nothing is more important than I feel good. God, what are you trying to get us to understand about this message of recovery, and that nothing is more important than we feel good? God, how can we rise above the trickery of our childhood memories and childhood pain, God? How can we trust our emotions and the information that is trying to get us? How can we recover a sense of ourselves, our innocence? How can we just have fun, God? Or anything that you want us to know, God, I ask that you allow no room for doubt or confusion. Make it as plain as possible. Okay. Oh. The Sun Daughter. The Moon card came out. We've already read this. I will say, let's see. The moon. Damn. Okay. If you selected any of these, if you selected the moon card, you are caught in the struggle in life. You are caught in your own web, and it is all very complex. Unraveling yourself from your own struggles is your deep soul work. You'll need help because it is difficult for you to name your own struggles. You can feel them. You can only feel them. How can you go through the fire to the other side of suffering? Are you driven by your suffering or feeling stuck in the middle of it? Can you view your personal struggles as collective offering? This is your work. And the Sun Daughter also came out. If you selected the Sun Daughter, the external perceptions you have of yourself or how you think others see you can get you into trouble. You have to learn how to search deeply within yourself to find out why you have taken on certain roles in your life. Authenticity to self and the honesty with others is key. It is very difficult to acknowledge that you may not be honest with yourself or with others you love and care for. And so I'm feeling conflicted because I'm like, we've read the moon card before, but I also am like, I can't act like, what if you ain't watched the video? Like, you know, like, what if this person hasn't seen the video before? And so, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I know that I do have people who watch this consistently. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta read it again. I'm conflicted. I don't want to read it, but I feel like I have to read it. I feel like I have to read it. I think it goes with the message, so I'm just gonna read it. Moonchild, you are more than just a child who plays. Your clarity is so blunt and logical, it can shock people at times. You are a truth slayer. You can be so radically honest and forthright that others may think you are rude. You expose all shadows as you, Moonchild, are awakened when others are asleep emotionally and spiritually. Therefore, you awaken others and shake them out of their stupor. You, Moonchild, come to us jumping up and down on our beds, disturbing the illusion of comfort. This sharp edge that you bring awakens and goes deep into the heart in both. This sharp edge that you bring awakens and goes deep into the hearts in both good and challenging ways. You are the light in the darkness. You dwell in simplicity, yet question the complexities of life. You will question that which has no answer. Your awakening path is to illuminate the obvious. Your abundance of light in the dark leads us to the changes we seek in our lives. In particular, you are keenly aware of the wounding of our childhood and how it reflects in how we think and feel as adults. With your seeing eye, you help to clarify the confusion that arises when we feel the pain of our past that takes up resonance in the present. You, Moonchild, understand how wounds shaped our spiritual path. You help us remove blame by pointing us back to our hearts and to the original experience of suffering, including the legacy and suffering of those who came before us. As a result of being the Moonchild, there are many emotional shadows around you. They can be from childhood, from family, or from ancestors. These shadows are unattended wounds which can create a constant roller coaster of emotions in your life. With unattended wounds, your vision With unattended wounds, your vision or insight is limited to the pain of your past rather than what emerges from the wisdom in your bones. That's why nothing is more important than that you feel good. This limitation can be frustrating as others try to get you to view other ways of seeing life. You are frequently moody. Rage and anger may arise when feeling neglected, ignored, or unseen by others. Your pain may have embedded itself deep in your heart as your innocence was frequently bombarded with realities of life. Your spirit tends to sleep when it's shutting out painful childhood experiences that arise in adult day-to-day interactions. You do not feel up to responding to the world. In essence, on the sleeping path, you are confused about what is going on around you as past experiences collide with present ones. That's why you need to recover. Your spirit is still reliving something ancient. Moonchild, it is time to reintegrate the lessons of the past with present-day living. Those wounds have not taken away the innocence in which your heart dwells in the open discovery of life. What is hurting in you? What responses did you have when you hurt as a child? Are you responding much in the same way as an adult? How did you feel most times as a child? Do you feel the same today? These questions are to help illuminate your true nature and the nature of the wounds. The clarity you possess, Moonchild, can propel you into reconciling the child with the adult. A child's clarity is the purest of knowing, and you are unique in having preserved such a quality throughout your life. So what God is saying is that He wants you to address this so that you can become the Moonchild. You know, before I read this and I'm like, I'm the Moonchild. This is such confirmation, but I feel like we're all, well, actually we have all of these elements into us, but I really feel like a lot of Black people, we're all moon kids. We all have these dark, shadowy things that we've been through and our ancestor wombs. But the thing is, once we heal that, then we have ancestral knowledge that we can give out and we can give back. Because I've taken the time to heal myself, because I've taken the time to look at my generational wounds and generational patterns, I can now come here and tell you guys how to navigate your way through. We have to realize that everything that we've been through, it was for us. It was to help us move to the next level of our life. Our soul came here to evolve. It wanted to do whatever it takes to get the next story. And so I was going to read the Sun Daughter, but I think I want to leave it at that, because this is all about recovering our childhood innocence and addressing our childhood pain and understanding why it's so important. I want to highlight this again, because I feel like this is why God wants you to really understand. Moonchild, it is time to integrate the lessons of the past. Wait. With untended wounds, your vision or insight is limited to the pain of your past, rather than what emerges from the wisdom in your bones. And so that's what God is saying. You, in order to recover your intuition, recover your sense of worthiness, your sense of entitlement, you have to look at what made you feel like you're not entitled in the first place. You have to look at the things that make you feel like you don't deserve what you're looking for in the first place. I said it before and I'll say it again. There is no becoming an alchemist of your life without looking at your past, without looking at how you got to where you are today. You can't just pack new information on your old shit and think life is just going to be the same. You got to completely uproot your shit. Look at it in the eye. Ask yourself if this is the line. And then put it back in if it is. Take it out if it's not. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. Or make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you. And never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Angel number 2808. Take care. Namaste.